Yo, welcome back, guys. Sorry, I forgot my recording HD drive, so I didn't have that for recording today's video. God, guys, my hair is like all over the place. There we go. That looks better. How's everyone doing today? I think we're gonna start off just kind of similar to the last stream, just kind of start off with some daily games. If y'all want to try chatting, that'd be great because I think I have it to where chat now pops up on the stream. And if not, I can try and fix it. But I just wanted to see if it worked. So we'll go ahead and just since we're in here, we'll go ahead and just like we'll start off with the obvious stuff, just so as people kind of get on in here and just kind of yeah the usual. They just get on in here and then we'll okay. So we got LU. It's not lunch. What about clunk? Oh, we're close. We're close. Clunk? I think it's gonna be clunk. Yeah, it's probably clunk, right? Yeah. Okay. I might be a Wordle aficionado. Yeah. We'll just go through all these daily games today, and then once we kind of finish up this, I'll go ahead and hop into the actual video portion of today. Like I said, we're going to be going through all of the slabs of the past week or so. So, should be a good time. I don't know how many people are actually going to be in here because it's the middle of the day I'm doing this instead of like late afternoon. But we'll just kind of, like I said, we'll just kind of start it off. We'll go, okay, we got our groups of 4. So we got, dang, this one, I'm pretty bad at the connections, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, spaghetti western. Okay, spaghetti's got me thinking of like food. Is there like lasagna? Is there like course correct? Like a 4-course meal? What could it be? Neo-noir, spaghetti western, space opera, and buddy cop? All those are like movies, right? Boom! We're on the board. Okay. Corduroy. Yeah. Yeah. Shift gears, change track, course correct, recalibrate. I think those are all like gonna be one. Yep. Take a different approach. And then these two, I'll be honest, I don't know if I'll be able to figure this one out. Madeline, jury duty, bad dream. These are all like 2 words. No, it's probably close though. No, okay, so it is escape room. Labyrinth. Also, I apologize if y'all hear noise in the background. My girlfriend is doing her stuff. She's talking to her mother. So, classic children's book, Cats for Sale, Goodnight Moon. Oh. Yeah, I probably wouldn't have gotten that. Probably would not have gotten that. Things people try to get out of: Bad Dreams, Escape Rooms, Jury Duty, Labyrinth. I probably... It's cope. It's a little bit of cope, I'm not gonna lie. Probably could have got Escape Room, Jury Duty, and Labyrinth, but I don't think I would have got Bad Dream. But we'll go ahead and close the connections, and we'll go ahead and do the Pokidoku for today as well here, as we kind of tidy on in. How many minutes we've been going? 6 minutes? It's pretty good. Oh. Get this. Sorry, taking a look at something real quick. Just want to make sure. Okay, we are on the right thing. We're all good. All right. Rock types from Kanto. You got Aerodactyl. You've got... Ooh. Is Aerodactyl Mega? Okay. Okay. Ice type, you got Jinx. You've got Dugong. Is there any other random ice types? Dugong is the one I'm thinking of. Yeah. And then fire types, you got Ponyta, Rapidash, Arcanine, Growlithe, the Charmander line. Is there any others? I feel like Arcanine. Probably a pretty decent get on that one. Rock type Sinnoh. What are the fossils for Sinnoh? Rampardos. Rampardos. My goat. My favorite fossil. Ice type Sinnoh. Yeah, like Snover. Let's go Abomasnow. Mega Abomasnow. And then Sinnoh, we got fire type. What's a fire type in Sinnoh? Oh god, it's so few fire types in that. Notorious for having no fire types. Pretty much Monferno, and that's like the main one that comes to mind is the Monferno line. But just trying to think of who else comes to mind. Oh. Who is it? Who is it? Okay, well I think of that. I'm gonna go ahead and check. See. How did I do this last time? Did I just put one? Oh, and then I added it. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead. Go ahead and just reply. There we go. All right. Sorry, I was just fixing something in the Discord. Next up, Sinnoh, fire type. I can only think of the Chimchar line. I'm not gonna lie. I'm sure there's way more, but I'm just not. Psychic Rock. I'm thinking of Soul Rock. Soul Rock Lunatone. Yeah. I don't know if there's any others. I'm sure there is. Soul Rock Lunatone. Ice Psychic. Ooh. It's like Jinx. And then Fire Psychic. That's another weird combo. That's another weird one. Fire Psychic. Fire Psychic. Who is Fire Psychic? Well, that's cooking me. That's cooking me a little bit. Noggin's having to think on Fire Psychic. I just like no fire types are coming to mind that have Psychic in the type. Ooh. Yes, sir. Riftbound has been on fire lately. It absolutely has been. I'm curious if the stuff is going to work here for the stream. Said it should. But I was hoping to have the chat working on an overlay, but it does not look like it will. So what I'm going to have to do here. Appreciate you stopping in. Chimchar line, Magmortar, Heatran. Oh, Heatran, yeah. Magmortar, I always forget about Magmortar too. Always forget about Magmortar. I'm going to do this. We're going to do this. That way y'all can see. Oh, never mind. I guess I'm not going to do that. I guess I'm going to do that when I'm going through stuff, but new facial hair unlocked. Hey, I gave myself a little shave. I was needing it, man. I was needing it. It was getting a little bold. I like the handlebar. I probably could have shaved it like up to here. Probably looked a little better, but I don't think it looks bad. I don't think it looks terrible. Welcome in, Sean. How you doing today, man? Same for you, JFed. I appreciate you stopping in. We're just doing, like I said, we're just finishing this up. We'll do the loadle here in a second, and then we'll hop into Riftbound stuff. As you can see here in all the tabs, I got us locked and loaded. But Fire Psychic, I am genuinely drawing a blank here. Ooh, Fire Psychic. Guys, I'm just... Oh. It's gonna be some random one. I'm thinking of like Fantina in Gen 4 right now. She didn't have a Fire Psychic. She had Drift Balloon. Is there any other Fire Psychics, guy? It's gonna... Maybe a Legendary? Maybe we go Legendary route of like... Was there a Fire... Delphox? Oh, yeah, Delphox for sure. Is that the only one? I'm sure there's... I'm thinking of... There's one mythical beast or ultra beast that I'm thinking of. Oh, wait. The chat is coming through. Yo, the chat is on here. Oh, it's like... You cannot see it, though. Okay, hold on. Let's see if I can fix that. Let's see if I can fix that. Okay, text settings. I want... bold, and then we want... I don't really care about that. We want it to be black. And then we want it to have a text shadow. Yeah, sure, that's fine. I'll even make it easier to see. Alright, does that... Let's see if that changes anything. I actually did get the chat to work. Let's go. I was definitely not thinking that was going to work, and then I finally saw it, so... Hey, we take those dubs. We take those dubs. Armor Rouge, or however you spell it, might be Fire Psychic. Oh, yeah. Armor Rouge. I don't know if he's Fire Psychic, though. I thought he was just straight Fire type. But got 5 Vendetta Vaults from a box store a few days ago. People don't seem to be fighting. Yeah, no, the Vendetta stuff is like... I went into Walmart the other day, found a pack. Found a couple packs. Untouched, everything else gone besides like the magic. Vendetta Vaults are like right around MSRP right now, which is pretty good if you're wanting to pick them up. I definitely think that I'm going to go ahead and just do Delphox here so we can get on with the next one. I'm curious what the stats here show. Oh, of course Dugong was the most common, and Jinx. Man, I suck at this, guys. Not very good. Okay, we're going to bring this back over here. Restore chat, because I think it's over here on this other side. So, all right, let's see. What did we have over here? So we had Aerodactyl, which was Almastar. I should have went with Kabutops or Almastar. Granados. Is he the most common? No, these are the most common. Rampardos. Dang, I should have went with the less cool one of Bastiodon. It is what it is. Bonsly, I always forget he's rock type. Lunatone, Solrock, Iron Boulder. That's the one I'm never gonna remember. Iron Boulder's Psychic Rock. Sue me. Iron Boulder. Not thinking of that one. Jinx. Psychic guys. I'm just gonna think of Jinx every time. Probably could have got Smoochum, but Frostlass here. Sinnoh Ice. Wait, did I not? Oh, my computer's... I don't know if my computer crashed or the website did. Let's see. Oh, there we go. We're back. It didn't crash. Mega Bomb Snow. Okay, we're pretty close to the bottom with that one. That's pretty good. Dugong here. Lapras. Yeah, I should have got Lapras. I just jumped to Dugong. I really was like, oh, Dugong's going to be a good one, but did not come through. Magmar. Arcanine was a pretty decent one. Pretty decent. Oh, the Charizards. Always forget. Magmortar, Chimchar. Rotom Heat. Oh, that's the one I always forget. I always forget Rotom Heat. And then we do have Delphox. Oh, Darmanitan Zen. That too. Oh, no, you're right. Armor Rouge was Spice. I don't know why I thought he was just Fire. Probably because of the cards. He's always just Fire type. And then Victini, obviously. So we did all right. Nothing crazy. We did better than like 45% of other people. So that's all right. All right, let's do the Lodal here. Anyone here? If y'all can figure these out, please help me because I am not good at this. So let's go ahead and start with my boy Nocturne. Let's start with him. Okay, it's going to be a woman or a girl. Let's do Aurelia. Top laner. It's gonna be mana. Okay. Check this out. Okay, what we got? What we got? Team gank. What we got? Why is this? I'm gonna go ahead and edit this again. All right, let's see if that works. I do not know if it will. We'll see if it does. For the chats, what we gotta check out? Let me know. Let me know. Let's see. The champ here got woman, middle top. Who do we got? I mean, it could be like Ari, right? Or well, Ari's probably like way after. Wait, no. Okay, I got hyped for a second. It's human. God, I'm not gonna be able to get this. Female. It's just a mid laner. Ooh. Who? What about like Cassiopeia? Is she human? She's ranged? I know she came out after. No, she's a top laner too? I swear I see her in bot lane more than anything else. She's a magic that alters human. Okay, I'm gonna have to look at this. Akali? She's not really ranged, is she? Annie? No. Okay, she's a magic born. Try this one. What are we trying out? Dang, the chat's gonna be actually so readable here once I like change it slightly. Okay, hold me. Maybe I just change this to white then. I'm just gonna have to be like changing it back and forth between like which program I'm on. So when I get onto YouTube, I'm late. Consumed. You're fine, bro. I appreciate you stopping in. We're just doing the Lodal right now. I finished up the Wordle, the connections. We did the Pokidoku for today, and now we're doing the oh, what is this? Whatever this one is, the Lodal. So it's a mid-range human. So it's a mid-range human, mana-based. I am gonna be honest. I have zero even clue on what this could be. So I'm gonna just be like going through them and thinking of like which one it could be, like which one sounds right, you know? Ghi J Janna, no, JK Kaisa, Callista, Karma. It could be Karma, but she's probably magic born, right? She's probably magic. If y'all want to help me on this one, I would greatly appreciate it. Karma, Katarina. I think she's not ranged though. Kindred, that's jungle. Okay. L. LeBlanc? Could be LeBlanc. Yeah, no, she's magic. Nap time for you. Is that not? Oh, what's her name? Oh. It's not Annie, it's the other girl. God. Oh. It's the girl who puts people to sleep with the bubbles. Oh, I'm gonna be so mad at myself. KL. What is her name? As soon as I see it, I'll be like, oh yeah, that's what her name is. What is her name? Sejuani, Seraphine, Smaller, Sona, T. I was looking and got a few Unleashed Vaults too. I kind of regret not having any, and the price have been creeping up. I think they're going to be a cool display item, like the ETB version. I mean, they basically are just ETBs, like 100%. I think they look cool. I already have my Unleashed and my Vendetta ones. I just got one of each just because they're nothing crazy. But I grabbed one of each. TQRSTU. Grabbed one of each just because they're not super expensive, like what, $50 or so? It's nothing crazy. And Zoe. Yeah, of course it's Z. As soon as I saw the name, I was like, I knew who it was going to be. obviously I had to have the clue. I don't know about League or Riftbound yet. My buddy was trying to sell his Lee Sin signature PSA 10 today at a show, getting offers 4.7K. That's, I mean, my thing with like selling always is if you need the money, take the money. If you don't need the money, you don't need the money. Could it go up? Could it go down? Yes, no. If you need to make life decisions and sell something and get some cash, like 4.7K is a lot of money, especially if it's cash. That's a lot of money for the average person. So I would say if I need the money, 4.7K is a lot to turn down. But if I don't need the money, like, I'll just hold my stuff. And, like, you know, we're talking about your eyeball numbers. Yeah, I have no idea. Ability. Yeah, no idea. Rocket ship fixing? I thought it would have been Corky. I have no idea. Did not rumble. Brain? Is that Vel'Koz? No, that's definitely not Vel'Koz. Yeah, I have no idea. Man, guys, we're so good at the Lodal, aren't we? We're so good at this. Is that Mel? No? I just know it's probably a magic caster. My girlfriend would come in here and just be like, oh yeah, it's this one. And just know it immediately. In fact, I showed her the one the other day and she did it instantaneously. Real facts, he was looking for at least 5, so he kept it. I mean, yeah, if you want 5. I mean, I think, which one you said it was? The Lee Sin signature? I think I actually don't think I have that one in today's update. But I think when I was looking at pulling all the data, I think last sales were like 5,500 last I saw. So it's a respectable offer, but like nothing crazy. Lee over number seems cheap as heck relative to that. I've been wanting to buy one for a couple weeks. Just need to find a clean copy. No more TCG blind buys for me. Have you been getting bad copies from TCG Player? Has that been the issue? Because buying copies from TCG Player is just like a guaranteed way to get like nothing good. I'm just guessing through these now until I can get to the face here. Come on. People watching the VOD back are going to be so pissed. People last night. Oh, it was Aurora. Let's go. Wow, I'm so good at this, guys. I'm so good. I don't know. Battle Bunny, probably. And that was Arcane. What does the Battle Bunny one look like? Is that not the Battle? Is that not the Battle Bunny? Might have been all off-center from TCG Player. Yeah, TCG near me so low, so I'm getting LP. Yeah, fair enough. TCG Player is not the source of where I'd be trying to get my cards. Normally, if I'm going to buy like an expensive card like that, I'm either buying on eBay where I can actually see the card, or I'm going onto, what's the word? Going to like a card show and just buying it there. Just because I wouldn't want to mess with that stuff, personally. Alright, we're going to change this back to black so y'all can see. So, alright. If I could get a test type, I think it should be fine. But, yeah, just string. Might have been clean, just off-center. Yeah, just string of bad luck. Overall, I've done decently, but the higher the price of the card, less come from again. $20 art card, it's like whatever. Yeah, exactly. A $20 alt art is perfectly whatever to get like a bad copy, but like the expensive cards to get those, like, you know, you're spending $600 to $800 on stuff. Like, to get them not be good copies kind of sucks. So I'm with y'all on that. I am with y'all. I need to figure out how to make this like, I don't know. I don't know how the big streamers do with the chat. Does the chat look okay for y'all? I don't know if y'all can see yet, but for me it's like it's black, but it, like, I don't know. I just work here. I just work here. But I think with that, I think we're gonna go ahead. I've been actually going for 30 minutes already. Y'all should have called me out and told me to hurry up, because I normally only want to go for like 15 minutes before I start the video. So y'all should have called me out on that. Ooh, I don't know how long this delay is either. I didn't think I put a super long delay here. What is my delay? I guess I can't see it. I didn't think my delay was all that long, but from the looks of it, looks like it's like a good, like, 30, maybe even a minute plus on delay. Well, I'm not a fan of that, personally. Not a fan of that. Alright. If y'all are ready, obviously y'all are still watching the other one right now, but we're going to go ahead and hop into at least recording the videos section and going through... Oh, I thought I had to sneeze. Going through this slabs. So, yeah. Actually, 1 second. I'm going to go grab my water bottle because I know I'm going to have to take sips while in between. So, 1 second. Alright. We're back. We're back. Oh, Sean! Congratulations on the big pull. Oh my gosh, why is everything, like, crazy now? This is why, like, I gotta figure this out first before I, like... It's like, why is it so big on my head now? Makes no sense. But congratulations on the poll. Let's go, man. Resource EXSP. I'll need to look up what that is real quick. Before we hop in, we'll go ahead and look up what Sean pulled. Let's see. TCG player. You got Resource EXSP. I'm guessing there's a couple here. Did you specify Resource EXXP? There's a couple here, but it looks like even the bad ones are still some crazy pulls. $900. I mean, it looks like a waifu card. It's pretty cool. Looks pretty cool. Oh, Gundam fans. I can't speak. We have Ari. Is this Peach Momonoke? That's pretty cool. Momonoko. Cool art. I love that. All right. That's sick, Sean. Congratulations. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to actually get into the recording aspect here now. So I'm going to go ahead and start recording. All right. Hopefully the text doesn't mess up like too crazy here. But why is my stuff not updating now? Hold on, my like chat is like not updating. Like I'm getting it on. I'm having to look at chat on my overlay. It's not coming through on my YouTube, so I think I'm gonna have to do this and then hop back in here. No, not. Sorry. No, it's not made for kids. That's not what we wanted. Oh my god. Guys, I just started recording. Why are we being... Not y'all, obviously. There's a few different ones. I got the one with her ass sticking. Okay, yeah. I saw which one. I know exactly which one you got then. I know exactly which one you got. Yeah, it's just not... My chat's just not updating anymore. That's really, really frustrating, actually. That's cool. All right, well, I see it on screen at least, so if y'all want to just like start spamming the chat so it fills my entire window, you can do that. But congratulations on the pull, Sean. So, but we're gonna go ahead and hop into the actual meat and bones of this stream and video. So, all right, first things first, we'll go ahead and do the intro. So. What is up, guys and girls? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be breaking down every single Riftbound slab that you can possibly imagine and how much they're going for and how the market on Riftbound is looking. So if you're ready for that, sit back, relax, let's hop right into things. Okay, that came out good. Came out good. All right. All right, guys, so first slab of the video here I did want to talk about today is going to be the Akali slab here. This is just going to be the regular over number so far. There hasn't been a signature sold on eBay here, but just the regular over number so far. Almost $2,000 for just the base over number here. Absolutely insane to see because the set is so new. I expect this price will probably creep down because that is a pretty hefty premium for, you know, I think just first person to have it more so than anything else. But right now, PSA 10 pop, 2 out of 2. And, you know, you can't really look at pops right now because this card is so new. Somebody obviously got this graded really, really quickly and already has it back, and it's sold for a pretty penny. But good to know that Vendetta cards, especially just the regular over numbers, are already seeing pretty hefty premiums put on the PSA 10, even though, again, like most Riftbound sets, this one will probably be a pretty easy gem rate, probably 80+%. And just goes to show that there's still demand for Riftbound Vendetta, especially since it is so new. It's just good to see. All right. And up next here, we do have the art. Ooh. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Lost my voice like halfway through that. All right. And up next here, we do have the overnumbered signature Ari from Origins. Again, continuing to make headlines. We are seeing almost 13,500 is going to be broken eventually. And right now, it was not today, but we are getting ever so close to that magic number. And currently, again, PSA 10 pops, we're still looking at really, really good, healthy PSA 10 pops for gem rates. If you pull one, you're probably going to get a 10, which is pretty good if you are just an opener. You want to see those massive gains. This is already raw, probably about a, what, $6,000 to $7,000 card. And seeing it continue to do exponential gains on something that's probably going to 10 is pretty good. And right now, I don't see a reason not to send to PSA if you have a card that is slightly off-center. Maybe you don't think it's going to black label. Just send it to PSA. They'll probably give it a 10. So far, only, like, what, less than 40 have gotten non-10s? At that point, you just send it raw. Like, I think you can get it, what, express graded, like, for $500 if you really wanted to send it really quickly. Even then, you could just send it at the $80 tier. This is absolutely a card you'd probably want to send even higher than that, probably like the $300 to $400, $500 tier, and just make sure you have the absolute maximum protection. But again, we're seeing huge price spikes. I think for a moment here this past week, this was the most expensive PSA 10 signature, most expensive PSA 10 signature, overtaking the other Ari from Spirit Forge for a little bit. But that's pretty much where this Origins one is at right now. Going into that, though, we do have just the base over number here, and this one is ending at about 1,300 or about 1,275. Again, PSA 10 pops. This one is starting to break a little bit further from where I'd expect it to be at like, you know, 490 to 500. That's about 60-esque missing or so, which is interesting to see that, you know, the PSA 10 now, maybe PSA is starting to get a little bit more stricter on these. Just something to keep in mind. Maybe it's not an automatic 10 every single time. Could be interesting to see. But right now, again, almost $1,300 for the base over number, which really just does put in perspective how high this sale for the Akali was, because the Ari here is so, you know, difference in price is pretty drastic for just another over number, which is why I expect this Akali will probably fall, especially as more of them get released into market. But still, we're seeing high prices for these Ari cards. Then after that, we do have the Ari signature from Spirit Forge. And this one, again, more or less the same as the one from Origins. we're seeing prices continue to rise and kind of stabilize now that we've had kind of a big run up over the past couple weeks. We had what, almost $12,000 here on this one just from a couple days ago. In fact, this was literally yesterday. It's good to see that prices are continuing to sit in those like 5-digit range. That is pretty important for the game to see going forward. And again, this RE is going to be a top tier chase for years to come. People are going to want this out of Spirit Forge, and that's why the box continues to go for so much. Following that up, we do have just the base overnumber. This one being so expensive, mind you, this one sold just a couple days ago, being so much more different or in price compared to this one over here, and just really just to go to show that your reputation and like the pictures you take, because this is kind of a whatever picture, these things do matter. So if you're having a high tier card like this, go ahead and send it in to like maybe a PSA or like a consignment service, just so you can get better pictures, because this guy may have left money on the table from the card not selling as much as it probably could have, and maybe the pictures were better. So just something to keep in mind. Again, though, this RE, this one continue to have really good gem rates, and that's a good thing if you want to just send this in and get the little multiplier, because it's already, what, a $600 card? You're selling it from almost 3x what it's worth currently raw. There's some definite money to be made in that. Take a quick chat question. What do you think about Unleashed Sigs? Oh, this is a Rug. What's up, a Rug? I'm watching a couple, but I don't know when to pounce. Unleashed Sigs. Alright, we'll go ahead and do this real quick, just because I will inevitably forget if I don't pop on in here real quick. But we'll go ahead and pull up some Unleashed Sigs. Go ahead and do this instead. Riftbound set. Is it just signature? Ah, signature. Here we go. All right, signatures in Unleashed. Like Diana, I haven't done an update here in a couple days, so I don't know where the Diana is selling at. Excuse me. It looks like last sold's like 2,000 to like 1,900. Seems like to where she's going. Like I've said, I'm not the biggest fan of this artwork or this signature. So whatever, I don't really care for the character, so not something I'm looking at. The LeBlanc is kind of where I am like interested in. Up until a week ago it was like 1,300. This is where I was telling in my last video. I was like, this is like a $1,000 to $1,200 card, and I think this is a more popular character in the grand scheme of things, because this is one of plus I like the signature better. But this is like one of Faker's mains. Obviously right now on TCG Player it's more expensive, but that's where like I would look. I don't see the reprints hitting them. They'll be really short print. I do think there will be reprints. I think I did some breakdowns one time. Let me pull up a calendar here. So we pull up a calendar for 2026. Let's go ahead and pull up a calendar here. So this is 2026. We're supposed to be getting what reprints for Spirit Forged and Origins here in this month. Let's say that those hit, right? I think eventually we're going to see Origins. This might be either this is, or there'll be probably one more wave of Origins. I think this is probably the second to last. I think they'll probably do one more print of Origins, but I don't think we'll see that until 2027. But right now, I think this is going to be the last printing of Origins for at least a while. And then September, I think, will be dry. October, we'll have Radiance release. Yes, we'll have Radiance release, so October's going to be there. I mean, if you like them for your collection, I would just pick them up. Personally, I wouldn't care the price. I would just pick them up for your personal collection. But Radiance we'll get at end of October. So more than likely, as soon as Radiance finishes up in October, November, we'll probably just like similar how July we got Vendetta. In August, we're getting the reprint. I'm assuming same for October. We're going to get Radiance. And then November, we're going to go ahead and get a reprint of Spirit Forged and Unleashed more than likely. And they'll probably do that. And then another reprint in December for Spirit Forged and maybe Vendetta is where my guess is. And then we'll go into 2027 here. January will be when the new set comes out. That's Legacy, I think. We'll get that in there. And then I think February time frame is when we'll get a reprint of Origins one last time. We'll get a reprint of Spirit Forged, and then maybe a reprint of Vendetta is where my guess is, or maybe Unleashed. Those are the three sets I think we'll probably get in February. And then from there on out, March onward, I don't think they're going to touch Unleashed, Spirit Forged, or Origins, just because they got to go back now and go reprint Radiance. They got to reprint Vendetta still. and then Legacy will probably need a reprint too. So they'll have to start focusing on those 3 sets that they're going to kind of, after February, I don't think they'll touch Unleash personally. I think there will be a reprint at some point. I think them just ignoring it forever would be kind of silly, but I think they will eventually get to it and reprint it in some capacity. What does seem interesting though is because after this year, like we only are, Radiance is going to be in the rotation for the absolute least amount of time. What's up, KBD? What's good, man? What is good? Radiance is going to be in rotation for the absolute least amount of time because it's only coming out October, and then it rotates like what we get the 4 sets here, and then 2028. I think as soon as set 10 drops in January 28, we're going to be getting like all those first 5 sets rotate, and then we're having 5. We're having set 5, or no, we're having set 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 in rotation as soon as set 10 drops. So we're like, and that's as soon as 2028 rolls around. So they're going to be rotating out. Radiance is going to be in the rotation for the least amount of time, actually, which is pretty interesting, since it's basically like a special set, which I think is pretty interesting. But Unleashed, I do think we'll get a reprint. I think Radiance and Vendetta and all of them will continue to see reprints. They're not far enough in the life cycle at this point to just be like, oh, we can't reprint it. And the life cycles aren't long enough where they're, unlike Pokemon or One Piece, they're not spreading themselves with like a bunch of sets coming out. So it leaves them a little bit more room to reprint, in my opinion. Like they're only doing 4 sets a year so far. They haven't done any specialty sets. They haven't done anything crazy. I'm stoked for Radiance too. Like I said, I already ordered 2 boxes. I'll probably have some at my LGS coming. I'm going to hopefully try and hit on Riot. That's like 5 boxes probably I'll be able to get. At least at MSRP or close to it. So I should sell my sets 1 through 5 playable after Radiance. I mean, I wouldn't say just sell stuff, because obviously I'm not going to tell you what to do. But like once, like Radiance will release in October here. And then there's a whole year of playability still. So even though like Radiance releases in October of this year, it's still all playable for all of 2027. So I don't think there's like a mad dash or anything like that you gotta like, oh, as soon as Radiance come out, I gotta like, all those cards are still gonna be playable until beginning of 28. So it's gonna have a whole year, pretty much. So interesting, scenario there that Radiance is gonna be in rotation the least amount of time. And it could be the best set. Obviously, we don't know what's inside. It's supposed to be like there. I don't know if it's true that they took inspiration as a specialty set for Radiance. That's what I've been hearing. It's supposed to be like an anniversary set or a specialty set. But excuse me. But Radiance, it being the least amount of time, it being a good set, could be interesting. Could certainly be interesting, to say the least. I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see what happens with Radiance. But that's pretty much where I'm at with like release cycles. Sorry, going back to your question here, Arug, you were asking about signatures. I like the LeBlanc as like a long-term play. I think this one, is better than the Diana. I know current markets they like the Diana more. I think the LeBlanc is probably going to be more sought after in the future, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. Vi is pretty cool. Vex, it's alright. I think the Pike, badass card. Looks cool. I like it a lot, on looks-wise. And then Jin, Poppy, Lilia. I thought the Lilia would be a lot better. It hasn't really done as much as I kind of was hoping it would be. But I think it still looks cool. And it's alright. The Rengar, I think, is pretty cool. Master Yi's, whatever, Kha'Zix. And then my boy, Ivern. And just sheer looks and sheer vibes. I love this card so much. Picked up an LB Sig a few months ago for $650. LB. Oh, LeBlanc. Yeah, no, it's... You could get it for cheap because the boxes were under $100. I shouldn't say under 100, but they were like... Yeah, it was pretty good. I mean, you could get them cheap. They were like $600, so I'm not surprised. But yeah, pretty good Sigs, like looks wise. I think some of the looks, like art, that design and direction they went for the signatures for these were some of the best we've seen. It's just unfortunate they're not any like super top tier characters that people want to collect. Like I think LeBlanc is just the most popular, and then Diana probably is everyone's favorite art right now. But that's where I'm at. And then obviously Vendetta, not even all here. But you have the Shen, the Jace, the Nasus, The Akali is seemingly on the run up right now. $3,000. Zed continue to do well. They're just some good cards. There's some good cards in this set. Yeah. What do we got? Spirit Forge and Origins. Let me pull those up. And these two, obviously, are the Giants. The two REs. We got Kaisa here. Lee Sin continuing to make moves. Jinx. I'll have to do another update here because the prices have been moving so crazy over the past couple weeks. I'll have to do another update probably later on the week. I think I'm going to have special guest. I'm going to try and do an interview later this week. So y'all stay tuned for that. We're gonna do an on-stream interview, I think, with somebody y'all probably will know. So it's pretty cool. I don't want to spoil, but should be some people y'all might have talked to or know about. And then I'll probably be doing an update at some point for the update for all of this. We'll update the total set value. Then I probably want to make some new videos for. I want to do an updated signature ranking. Yeah, no, a lot of it is Chinese. That's why I never do this. Like I never do like these. I never do these like listings like this. I go into whenever I'm updating stuff. You have to look at last sold. It's like, okay, this one sold 7,400 is the last sold on this. Like, okay, and then I would go in here and be like, okay, well, one's listed here at 69, so I'll just put it at 69 because although this one's listed at 74 and that's the last sold, there's one listed here lower than that. I can't be like, oh, it was last sold 74. Yeah. You got to go based on like what the market lowest listed is, especially for these higher end cards. But yeah, that's where these are. I just think there's a lot of stuff, a lot of moving parts in Riftbound right now, guys. A lot of moving parts. We obviously have the Faker release here. That's gonna be crazy. I'm excited for that. We'll see how that. I've been seeing people say that those are gonna be $1,000 on release, and I'm gonna be honest. They're $1,000 for the box. I might have to buy one for $1,000. I'm already gonna buy one if I can get the $360. But $1,000, I think it's just the faker signature is gonna be like $5,000 to $10,000 on his own, right? Am I crazy for thinking that? Maybe I am crazy. Crazy how low available signatures there are for sale. Yeah, I mean, I've pulled up the hit rates before. Signature hit rates. I'm getting so off track on this video. I apologize for jumping around so much. This is the pull rates here. I don't know if you all can see that super easy, but basically it says to pull a signature, it's 1 in 720 packs. To pull one is 1 in 30 boxes, or was that in cases? 5 cases? So that's 6 boxes in a case. 6 divided by 30 is 5, right? Yeah. So 5 cases. And then if you want a specific one, it is 1 in 60 cases. That's a lot. And even that doesn't even sound right. If it's 1 in 30 boxes, that's what, 1 in 5 cases? There's more signatures than there are. Even that math doesn't sound right. But it's still like a lot. 1 in 60 cases for a specific one. I guess that's like, oh yeah, no, 1 in 60. Yeah, no, that would check out then. Yeah, I'm going to trust the math. I'm going to trust the Reddit people who did put this together. But yeah, they're not easy to pull. They are not easy to pull, and getting a specific one is not easy. So getting this RE or this RE, it's pretty dang difficult. So not getting either RE over number is going to haunt me. I did buy that Vayne for like 70, thank God. Yeah, I mean, I regret not buying the regular overnumbered. You could buy this one. Where is it? Yeah, you could buy this one for like $100. I remember right here on release, it was like 120. You can't even see it here because I can't go by day, but there was like a point when it was like 150. And I was telling my girlfriend, I was like, we should just buy it for 150, but we didn't have the money for it. And so she ended up buying it. But you know, even then it dropped back down to like in January to like when the reprints, the first wave of reprints hit, it was like $150, and it kind of shot back up. And then just like a couple weeks ago, it was $160. Now you're sitting up here, it's almost $500-600. Well, I guess it's like $300. But even these aren't easy to pull by any means. Not easy to pull. And I like these. I pulled the set. Where's the set? It's my boy. The set. I like this card. Very, very cool. It's also super cheap for a long time. Some of these were like $40, which I thought was ridiculous. 720 packs, yeah. Not easy. Not easy at all. But yeah, to make a long story short, a rug. Those are kind of the signatures I like. Oh, I'm spoiling. Sorry. Ah, no. I hope I already talked about that one. I think I did. Dang it. What's annoying? Hopefully I already talked about it. Alright. We'll go ahead and hop back into the video here. And up next, I did want to talk about the regular, just leader legend Ari here. This card in a PSA 10 is already selling for $165. Now, obviously, this is like a $5 card, but grading now is a lot more expensive with it being $80. So it makes sense these are a little bit more expensive than what they were probably in the past of like probably $50 to $60. So it makes sense this have definitely crept up in price as PSA has shut down grading basically at these lower tiers, which cards like this typically would have been sent into. But still, seeing prices hit $100, $150 plus is a really good sign for a card that is only $5 at the end of the day. Right now, I could definitely see once Origins goes out of print, this card is probably like a $20 Ari card. We'll see what happens when it gets there, but right now, we have a confirmed sale of $165. Any more? Okay. They were so cheap. A sentiment Riftbound was like just blet and then turn on a dime. Probably it was 100% the T1 bundle. 100% the T1 bundle. Sean, you've been here forever. You've probably seen my comments when I was talking about Riftbound when the reprints came by. I had people in the comments being like, "Oh, they're gonna reprint it to the ground. It's worthless. It's worthless." And I'm like, guys, just because it got reprinted doesn't mean it's suddenly worthless. Like the cards inside are still worth thousands of dollars. Those cannot come out of a $100 box. Respectfully, a $7,000 Ari can't come out of a $140 box of Spirit Forge. Just can't. Just can't. It didn't make sense. Like at all. So yeah, my sentiment on it was like it didn't make sense to me. So I stuck to my guns on that, and it's worked out pretty well. And up next, we do have the last Ari, hopefully, on this list. It is the Ari launch exclusive here. This one is a PSA 10. Ending at $850. I think this is actually down a little bit from where it was last time. I think the market in Riftbound is definitely starting to stabilize. We're not having those explosive price jumps upward that we were having just about a month ago. And prices are starting to flatline and maybe go down even just a little bit, 10, 20%, after going up 100, 200, 300%. I remember a couple months ago, I've mentioned this before, this was like a $150 card. Now you're looking at $850. Even if it's not at its absolute peak, it's still up tons and tons and tons if you had picked it up for like $150. And again, this is a Riftbound card that continues to see its pop be lower than most Riftbound cards. Maybe it's the quality they used to cut it because it was a launch exclusive. Maybe it's something like that. But we're seeing PSA 10 pops being like the 60% range instead of the usual like 80 plus, which makes this, I think, a little bit more sought after and rarer than like, say, a regular alt art or anything like that. But again, it is an Ari card, and prices on this thing continue to just kind of flatline, which means prices are probably, starting to, I keep rambling on this point. What do I want to say to wrap this up? Prices are stabilizing, so maybe it's starting to look like a better time for myself to pick one up. That's probably how I want to, I wish I'd picked one up for $150. I was looking at one back then. I was looking at one for a while. And up next, we do have the Diana here signature card from Unleashed. I know there's some people asking about Unleashed signatures, and this PSA 10 is going for over $6,000. PSA 10 pop, again, just like most pops, doing extremely well. High percentages. I think this one's like 80+% again. I'm not going to do the math on the top of my head, but I'm assuming it's pretty good. But we're seeing prices continue to reflect that. Even though the pops are gem rate pretty high, the overall pops are just really, really low. 66 of these total. And mind you, this is a high tier card. People, if they pull this, are going to be sending it in at the higher tiers, which means they're going to get it back quicker. It just means that there just aren't a lot of them out there. Most of these cards are almost like serialized in the amount of them that exist, right? This card probably only has like maybe 5 to 10,000 total in existence, which even that's like on the highest end. If they reprint this everything, I don't think there's that many of these out there, but still there's a lot out, or not, there's not a lot out there. And we're continuing to see the premiums continue to creep up on cards like this that are signatures. Even if they're not Ari, the premiums are definitely there. Okay, let's go ahead. And real quick, I did just want to say, if you are enjoying the video, if you could leave a like and subscribe, it helped me out tremendously. And if you are wanting to support the channel, there is a join button here with a link to support it if you are wanting to help. Also, if you are wanting to join the Discord, there is a link right here. Go ahead and click that. Talk to like-minded people that also enjoy Riftbound and One Piece. So other than that, let's hop back into the video. All right. And up next, we do have the Soraka signature or over number here. These are another one that sold. Didn't quite see what it was because I didn't look up the 130 point, but I would assume around the $2,500 to $3,000 range is where this probably sold for. Again, PSA 10 pops. You're doing extremely well. And it's good to see these like lesser tier characters. I don't want to say like Soraka's like a bad character or anything like that, because she definitely is cool and has her fans. Being a support, there's definitely people that will want to collect her. But the card itself, it's all right. There's nothing extravagant about it. The art is unique, but it's nothing grandiose. And we're just seeing prices, you know, kind of fit that and reflect it. And it's seeing decent prices, but nothing crazy. Then we do have Mr. BMO himself, one of my favorite cards. I just think it's like, it's kind of an adorable looking card, all things considered. He's just like there. He's got a B. He's doing his thing. $200 now for these. I think the raw price is in the $30 range, so it kind of makes sense. If it's $30, $80 to grade, you're kind of making a double on that if you are selling plus fees. So honestly, these things might even be a little bit undervalued, all things considered, because if you were to buy one raw, submit it, you're having to submit it at the $80 tier. You're gonna wait a couple months, then to sell it on eBay for $200, you're making, you know, there's not a whole lot of like value there, like compared to the signature. So it is interesting to see that, you know, while it is $200, might still be undervalued for what it could be. I could definitely see this card being $300 in the future, especially if the value tiers remain closed at PSA, because people are going to have to keep submitting stuff at the $80 tier if they want to get new alt arts into the ecosystem. And right now, it doesn't seem like people are wanting to submit those at those higher tiers, and we're going to see kind of a drought of these alt arts at PSA 10. Quick water break. Ugh. Is everyone having a good day? Right, Inquisitive from Veta. TCG might not go down. I mean, I should have picked them up when they were at 60. They dropped to 60 real low, and then I didn't buy, and I regret it. $100 is fair, though. That's where I kind of thought they'd be. So that's why when they were 60, I was like, ooh, do I buy or do they go lower? I thought they were going to be 100, and now they're $100, so... I actually thought, I think I said they were going to be higher than, I said that they were going to be like 250. So I should have bought them at $60. I don't know why I didn't, but you live and you learn. It's a gorgeous looking card. Only thing that sucks is it is in the alt art slot. If they had like a special actual SP slot for those, and you only got like one per case, those things would have been expensive, to say the least. But, all right, hop into the next one here. And up next, we do have the Teemo Chinese exclusive Lunar New Year here. And this one, again, another best offer accepted. I would assume probably $7,000 to $9,000 accepted. I don't have the 130 point again. I do apologize. But PSA 10 pops for these continue to look great. These are extremely limited from what I've been reading. These just like do not exist. And they're pretty difficult to find, which is why the prices continue to be so astronomically high. I mean, what, 9,000? Even if it wasn't 9,000, let's say it's $7,000. $7,000 for one of these cards is absolutely insane. It's a language exclusive. Although there was like rumor there may have been some English ones. I'm not 100% certain on that. But for right now, as far as we know, this was just an English or a Chinese exclusive, and it looks great. It's a cool character, obviously, of Teemo. And the artwork, while it's not my absolute favorite, it is exclusive, which is going to matter to collectors in the long term. So Teemo, definitely a character I do like, and what, $7,000 to $9,000. Definitely something that a collector picked up. And next up, we do have another Teemo here, this being the World's Teemo. This bundle is getting so ridiculously expensive, and the PSA 10 price kind of reflects that at $3,000. If you're going to open one of these, you're going to grade this Teemo because the multiplier on these is just absolutely insane. PSA 10's over $3,000 now. And the pop, again, kind of reflects that these are kind of pretty limited because we don't even have 400 of these left. Obviously, there's still a lot in the PSA backlog, I'm sure of it, that are just waiting to be churned through, but still a pretty respectable gem rate for Riftbound. Most of the time, we're seeing around this point that there's probably a little bit more of them. So the fact that PSA has over 500 graded and not even 400 total that are in 10s is a good thing for this card, all things considered. Just kind of makes it a little bit more scarce and a little bit more rare for the collector to want to have. And I don't think we're getting any more Worlds bundles for 2025, as we're getting the T1 bundle for 2026, and I don't think we're going to be ever revisiting this card. One sec. All right, sorry, I'm back. And up next, I do want to talk about the GG Easy Teemo, the boy himself, the one that kind of almost started this whole thing, it seems like, the one everyone got super excited for when he released. I do have two here. I do want to just point them out. This one sold just yesterday, or actually sold this morning at 10 a.m. when I'm recording this for a little less than not $5,000, but less than 59 or 5,100. Let me say that right. This Teemo sold for less than $5,100, just a little bit under that. And we do have one from a couple days ago that did sell for $5,500. Just goes to show there is a lot of fluctuations, but market prices are generally trying to stabilize right now. They're trying to find an equilibrium price. So for this one, if it's $5,100 versus $5,500, it's a few $100 difference, but they're trying to find a price where everyone can kind of agree on it until we go for that next explosion upward. And still PSA 10 pops working at 80%, which is pretty on average for Riftbound, and I do feel bad for anyone who gets a 9 on a Riftbound card, because it does feel pretty bad. It's like, oh my gosh, everyone seems to be getting 10s but me. But right now, again, GG Easy Teemo seeming to do pretty well. Obviously pulling back a little bit after these insane run-ups that we've seen over the past month, but he's doing extremely well still, nonetheless. Okay. And as we go ahead and start getting closer to rounding out this list, we do have the Aurelia signature over number from Spirit Forged here. And this card, another absolutely gorgeous card, going for $6,200 here. Again, it's another absolutely gorgeous card. One of the top chases in Spirit Forged, rivaling only the Ari. It is crazy to see that the Ari herself raw is over, what, $7,000? And this one in a PSA 10 is going for still less than that. Just goes to show the absolute demand that Ari has at commanding a premium. But Aurelia still has a great premium herself. Like I said, going for over $6,000. PSA 10 pops, just like everything else I've mentioned, still extremely well, holding up very, very nicely. If you have a clean copy, just go ahead and send it in to either Beckett or PSA, depending on how well the quality is on the card. But still, we're seeing great returns on this card. And if you bought in early on this one, you're still up pretty nice. And then another one I just want to kind of bring up, a little bit of a lower tier card, but something I still think looks nice nonetheless, is going to be the Aurelia Alt Art from Spirit Forged. Again, a best offer here, so I don't know the exact price it sold for on 130 point. Again, I apologize for not looking it up. That's on me. But PSA 10 pop-wise, 87 out of 89. This is another card that probably is just not going to be getting sent into PSA a whole lot at the $80 tier. So this is kind of where we're at until that backlog clears up and value reopens, if it reopens. And right now, $140, I'm assuming that probably went for like 100 to 130, somewhere in that range, which is still acceptable for where somebody would probably want to sell it at. Anything less than that, they probably either bought it at the value tier or sent it in at the value tier, or are just wanting to get rid of it in total. But still a very cool card you could get for relatively cheap. And the last card here I did want to talk about today is going to be the Aurelia Chinese Lunar New Year bundle. Over 1,000 have been sent in at this point, and the PSA 10 pop is looking about 86%, obviously, maybe 87 depending on, or less than that. I'm not good at math, so we do have this one finishing at over $500. I think this is a very slight pullback, maybe about the same as it was last time I checked, which is still a good thing nonetheless to see. And I want to mention the pop reports on this card specifically because there are some rumors, and I've talked about it a little bit, about the 11,000 total pop possible for this card that has ever been released. I'm not 100% certain. I've seen some like old posts about the Chinese like New Year stuff and how the bundle has like there was only 11,000 printed, and some of those got sent over to the US. So this may be a very limited card in the future. We may see PSA 10 prices absolutely rise as we continue to see the supply dwindle. So that's going to be it for me today. If you did enjoy the video, if you could leave a like and subscribe, it'd help me out tremendously, like I mentioned earlier. Other than that, have a great day. Take care, guys. All right. Would you get a CGC 10 Pristine or PSA 10 on a Riftbound card? I would 100% get a PSA 10. If it's for personal collection, get a CGC Pristine, but like selling a CGC Pristine is so difficult, all things considered. Vendors just don't like to take them. It's a lot more effort on your part, even though I would say they're equivalent, or CGC Pristine is actually probably a little bit more difficult. It doesn't have the prestige of a black label to be able to command the premiums that a black label demands, but it doesn't have the liquidity of a PSA 10 to where you walk up with a PSA 10 and they'll be like, sure, I can cash you out. That's super liquid. You walk up with CGC Pristine 10, it's like, that will sit in my case. A vendor will be like, that'll sit in my case for the next like 6 months, depending on the card. And even then, it could be a top tier card and it just won't move because people don't collect CGC. So I wouldn't probably not pick up CGC unless it's for personal collection. Like I've picked up a couple CGC slabs recently because they're so cheap, just for personal collection stuff. But those are stuff like things I don't plan on selling ever. I have a couple pop 1 cards total, not between Beckett, PSA, and CGC. I have the only 10 in existence for one of my cards, which I'm not going to spoil what it is because I kind of want to keep it and I don't want anyone to know what it is. But it is a Pokemon card. There's no PSA 10s of it, no Beckett 10s, and there's only one CGC Pristine, and I own it. So, cinema on that. But yeah, that's pretty much what I got for this video. Any questions, guys? I'll take some questions, or y'all have anything else to like go over? I'll pull up TCG player. I guess I don't really need to log in. Let's see. Let's go to Riftbound. Don't remind me that I sent my 3 over CGC when everything was backed up. Yeah, I wouldn't. Personally, I wouldn't do it unless you just want it for personal collection. Then it's like, yeah, do what you need to do. Do whatever you need to do, man. I'm gonna go ahead and stop that recording. But yeah, I wouldn't personally. They're just so difficult to move, and that's like for Pokemon cards. Riftbound would be probably just as difficult, all things considered. All right, so what do we got here? Let's look at some of the signatures here, pricing wise. I haven't looked at these too much here, but over 4,000. That was probably about a week ago. I probably already looked at that one. Kaisa, where's Kaisa at? She still hasn't sold. The problem with TCG players, these just don't sell super often on here. So sometimes if it hasn't sold in a while, like I have to go to eBay to look, just because it makes way more sense to do on eBay. But 2,200, like, not bad for Misfortune here. Not bad. She's seeing creep ups here. A lot of the Origins ones, I'm assuming, are probably going to continue to see creep ups. Let's see. I'll stick with PSA or BGS then. I did pick up a Lunar New Year PSA on my back. She told me at the $500 price point. I mean, it looks like they're already, what, $550? Like, you can't really go wrong with that. Like, all things considered, that's pretty good. Go ahead. I'll just close a lot of these out. We have a little bit more power in my PC. But yeah, $550, $500. Like I said, I don't know the exact amount that were made. Like if it was the 5,000 or not 5,000, 11,000 or so made, like people have been speculating. But if it is only 11,000 and what, 1,000 of them are PSA right now, and the rest are just sealed in collections and people are just holding them, like holding them tight, they don't want to let go. That PSA 10, like eventually people will start buying it. If somebody was like, oh, I make an extra $500 a month, and I'll just buy the Aurelia at $500 every single month, and it'll slowly increase up to $750, and then I'll buy one every 2 months. Yeah, you can slowly increase the prices of things. Am I crazy to keep thinking grab 2 Vex, grade both, sell one, keep the other for free? No, man, that's what most people are doing. Yeah, that's what most people are doing. Because it's like that's how like some of these vendors I've talked to, that's exactly what they're doing. They're buying a ton of copies off of like strangers that pull them, right? They'll buy multiple copies. They'll take the cleanest copies. They'll send them to BGS. They'll if they're not absolutely clean, where they think they'll even chance at Black Label, they go ahead and send it to PSA. They pay the $120 tier to get it done in like a month or whatever it is. They do that. They send it in. They sell it in a PSA 10 and either at their booth or online or whatever they're doing to make their margin, and then they just can hold the other one. They don't even have to like instantly sell it, because now that one that's sold covers the cost of both of them. So now that card can sit in your case and appreciate in value. And that's how you have all these vendors that are up huge in their value because prices have exploded, and they've just been abusing the system that is just letting them continue to do that, basically. So, oh. But yeah, that's where I'm at. Do we have any? No, that's my watch later. I wanted to go to Riftbound. There was like a video I wanted to watch. Somebody sent it to me. To learn to play. Didn't they have like a game dev breakdown? Grab 2, I'm in. Did you just buy them like just now? Would grab more, but I have those over numbers at PSA right now. 22 Spirit Forge and dang, nonsense. I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot. It'll take a couple months, but oh, it's my own live. Was it this one? That's Draven. Alright, well, I can't find it. There was like a game dev thing. Do y'all have any videos you want to watch? Any videos you want me to watch? Just send them to me. Just link them in the chat and we can throw them on. Any Riftbound videos y'all are like, yo, react to this YouTuber. Look what this Riftbound YouTuber is saying. I'll watch it. But yeah, just signature wise, we're doing pretty good. Are we back? I think my first. Oh. Okay, I think we're back. I think I just dropped for a couple seconds, but I think we're back. It looks like my connection just went out for a second. We're back. We're back. But yeah, that's where we're at right now. I think we're back. Can y'all hear me good? I'll wait for a response. Metal cards getting scarce. Oh, yeah. The metal cards, dude, I wouldn't even... Unless you win one, or you're attempting to win one, I wouldn't even really bother with metal cards just because they're so insane. How do I even find the metal cards? Yeah, I gotta do metal. Like, I wouldn't even mess with the metal cards personally. They're just so insanely scarce. Like the Ari one. Is this the Spirit Forge one? I think it's the Spirit Forge, right? Like this one, what, 15k probably? The regular, like these are out of stock. Like they're just like not even listed here. Just goes to show how insanely rare they are. Kaisa. Oh, these are the best ofs. There's the best ofs and the middles. So the best ofs are pretty cool. I like those too. But again, these are gonna be, unless you're winning these, I wouldn't even like I wouldn't even attempt to like buy one of these. Oh, wait, that's at $1, right? Did this get sold for $1 at one point? Somebody sold that for $1. Oh, God. It's probably because of the, Would you be able to try? Let me know. Okay, you said it's better now? I'm assuming it's because my stream just, like, dropped connection to OBS, so I just, like, did not have any connection there. But, yeah, that's... I remember you could buy these metal cards. There was a metal volley bear when the game first came out. I remember they were selling it for $1,000. I thought it was pretty cool. I think it was this one. They're selling this one for $1,000. The last time this probably sold when this sold, like, July. So, pretty cool. Not something I'm picking up, but I think these are pretty cool. Let's look at some alt arts. I want to look at some alt arts in Riftbound. Okay, can I type, guys? Chat? Can I type? Cards. I want to look at alt arts. Alternate arts. Okay. Let's just kind of go through these. I just want to kind of look through them. Teemo, obviously this is the world's promo. Not going to talk about that one. Excuse me. Then we have Kaisa. Again, a super expensive one. I need Crystal Rose to go back down. Ooh, true. I'll bring up Crystal Rose here in a second. I just kind of want to go through the alt arts, because those ones are technically alt arts, so I'll go through them. Kaisa here. This one, what, 75? This one's been expensive for a long time. Seems like it jumped back up a little bit. So I remember when this dropped, this was like one of the top cards. It dropped down here, spiked back up. Now it's back up. Yeah, it's Kaisa. I think this one's playable. Is that why people like this one? I don't know. The Baron, it's doing its thing. Teemo. I shouted this one out. I shouted it out, what, back here? Back beginning of July, June? It looks like somebody, like, bought them all since I made that video. These prices have just spiked up. We're looking at, like, $22 a card here. Like, how many copies exist? How many copies are online? 87 minus, like, all these random, like, Chinese copies. Somebody could go and buy them out again. The Vex, I think this one's playable. Still a cool alt art. I'm ready for the actual official alt arts to be coming out. Like the ones that they design. Then we have Aurelia here. It's cool. I like this art. This is one of the cooler. And obviously you can see the texture when I showed the other stuff earlier. It's a cool alt art. Rengar, $20. That's cool. Vilemon, Akali. Oh, this one's new. What do y'all think about the Akali promo, or the Akali alt art? Fans, haters. This one, I'm not the biggest fan of. It's cool, but I don't know. I wouldn't pay $17 for this one. I don't know if it's playable or not, but it's whatever. The Ari, this one's dropped a lot. This was like, it spiked up to like, yeah, like $30, and it's dropped right back down. Maybe I need to pick some more up. I was picking a couple up when they were like $13, so maybe I need to buy some now that they're like $17. Pick a couple more copies up. Red Akali alt is better. I agree. I think the other Akali is better. Let's see if it's on here. I would assume so, but I don't see it. Oh, there it is. This one. Yeah, this is the full art alt arts are just. I think they're undervalued. Like, just most, even though they're like the League Splash team or whatever, they just look cool. And I think the full art effect just looks so much better than like these. Personally, the only one I think that looks good is the BMO. I think this one's really cool. But most of them I'm not the biggest fan of. I like the full art ones more. Like the Akali, or not the Akali. Yeah, the Akali, the Ari, the Misfortune. Like, all these look better. Even this Teemo I do like. This is probably the only one I like the BMO. I like BMO more than this one, just because I like the skin. But Vi, this one's whatever. This Ari, it's cool. But again, I prefer the other one more than this one. Set, whatever. Kennen. A lot of people have been hyped about Kennen. He's pretty cool. Nothing insane in my opinion, but he's cool. So we got him. Got Leona, Rek'Sai, Ezreal, Pike, Rift Herald. You got the Chaos. The Lilia, so cheap. $6. People like hooves. Sorry, leak joke. The Diana. Interesting. This Kazakh's $6 now? Was it always this expensive? No, was it? Huh. I remember that being way cheaper. The Mel, Misfortune. I like this LeBlanc art. This one's really cool too. $6 for LeBlanc art? There's worse things you can buy for $6. There's definitely worse things you can buy. Arena Cully is better to play. That would make sense why it's more expensive then. This Jinx has dropped oh so low again. Jeez. That was a buyout. Dang. That's a tough one. How many exist? How many copies of this card exist? 140? Yeah. This will probably be more expensive. It just shows there is like people that will buy it at $15, but the supply has to be eaten away first. Victor, some of these Origins ones I think like will probably go up more. I pulled this the other day. Such a terrible artwork. But I do think eventually these Origins full art alt arts will go up in price. They're not great. This is a cool Kaisa. I like this Kaisa. Doing alt art master set, no problem. Honestly, a very achievable master set. Very, very achievable. Are you including KB? Are you including the SPs? Renata, very cool one. I mean, you could probably complete this master set for like $1,000. I like this Aurelia too. Absolutely gorgeous one. Obviously, it's just League Splash art, but still very nice. Let's see where. Yeah, you could probably complete this alt art set for very, very cheap, if I'm being honest. Whoa, what is this one? I do not. Whoa, I've never seen this Poppy card. Is this new? Yeah, SPs only packs. Okay, that's gonna be difficult then. I was like, if you just wanted to buy them, you could probably buy them, and the only expensive ones would be like the Kaisa one, pretty much, and then everything else would be under $100, and like the SPs. But if you're trying to pull them, that's going to be expensive. Anyone know anything about this Poppy? I have zero idea what this is. Let me know. Let me know. Azir, 50-cent alt art. Like, I think these alt arts should not be 50 cents. Can I be real? I just don't think any of these should be so cheap, in my opinion. Like, I know the set isn't cool. It's like whatever, but like $1, it'll probably be more expensive in the future. But let's go ahead and look at the Crystal Rose ones. Let's go ahead and go to Vendetta and go to cards, and we'll pull up the Crystal Rose on page 2. Now only alt arts obtainable from packs. Okay. Ari here. Lightly played $100. This card is gorgeous. Can I say that? This card is absolutely gorgeous. About $100 shipped. Not terrible. Not terrible. The Kaisa one also about $80. Another pretty cool one. I like the Ari one better, but that'll definitely get people excited. The Sona Lux. I pulled this Lux. Very gorgeous card. Very, very gorgeous. Am I crazy? I don't like Vendetta much. I like Vendetta more than Unleashed, personally. Personal anecdote. I like Vendetta more than Unleashed. Should be below MSRP. I agree. I think both of them should be under MSRP. There was a reason for a while I was thinking that it was going to be. I thought this set would be, you know, I mean, it's like, this is probably in today's market, this is probably as close as to MSRP we're going to get. But I don't know. I really thought because Unleashed was so low, I really thought this would probably also be a low. Maybe a little bit higher. Like Unleashed was like $100. This would be like $110. But the price is so negligible, honestly. Yeah, like if you're paying $140 a box, between $110. Now, opening wise, I'd love to open more under MSRP. Bro, people would not let Unleashed go under MSRP. It was actually insane, the buyouts that were happening. I don't know if y'all saw that when Unleashed. I talked about it a little bit. I don't think I streamed though. And dude, the buyouts that were happening to Unleashed were disgusting. When it was when it was like slightly like, what? Oh, nah. $156? Oh, no. Poppy's giving out promo. I think it's only high player. 2K Athletic just flip one's prices. This makes no sense. Playable cards are so low. Yeah, exactly. The playables are really bad. Dude. Unleashed, what are we doing? $156 for an Unleashed box? That's insane. That is insane. Arug, you were commenting earlier about the Unleashed, right? It being reprints. They're 100% going to reprint it. They're not going to let this box be $150. That's disgusting. Can I say that? I don't think this should be anywhere near. Spirit Forged up until this boom was less than that. It's so stupid. So stupid. Spirit Forged, $225. I mean, these boxes are going nasty with it. They're going nasty. And then obviously Origins. $300 for Origins. We're back over 300. Did we ever? We were over 300 for a little bit. We're back over 300. The reprint is going to be hitting here probably in the next couple weeks. I honestly don't think it drops below 240. Yeah. Nexus Night packs. These have dropped a lot. These ran up and then they've just kind of dropped off. Could be interesting. Could be interesting. I know there's like a whole reveal with like first and second gen today that came out, but I don't know if that's a huge deal for me personally. Man, with looking at the price of those boxes, Vendetta, it's $140. I mean, seeing 130, 135 on Google. Yeah, you could probably grab them cheaper on shops, all things considered. You could probably grab them, but just TCG players seeing that, because that's the market price, right? That's the market price. That's what people are going to base selling their boxes off of. So seeing it be so high, it's just like, what are we doing? What are we doing? So, I mean, Vendetta at 130, this seems like I'm probably going to have to pick up a couple boxes of this, man. 130. Oh, God. That's insane. I thought this was going in. I thought this would be under MSRP. I thought Unleashed would be under MSRP for way longer. I mean, these boxes are going to run up to 180. Unleashed came out, what? When did Unleashed come out? May? Unleashed came out in May, right? I think that's right. Unleashed came out in May. You're telling me in the past 6 months it's gone from under MSRP to like $40, $50 over? That's my first wave Origins box for $450. Sorry, just I don't see the same hype over a barcode difference. No, that's fair. I would sell into the hype on that if you don't believe in it. I don't blame you. Yeah, KBD, there was like a whole thread about first gen, second gen packs of Nexus Knights and the Teemos having differences. There's like slight texture differences in the writing, so 810 for what? Unleashed or Vendetta? Because if it's Vendetta or Unleashed, I'll probably just like pass. I'm saving the money for Radiance more so than anything. I want to get a case of that. Yeah. No, there was a difference between the GG Easy Teemos. It's like so slight. I mean, 810 is not bad. What is that per box? What is that per box? I don't even know. I should probably like do my math. It's like 135 a box. That's like right in line. Do I want a case? That's pretty good value. I'll have to think on that. I'll let you know. Because I do want to save money for Radiance and the what's it called? The T1 bundles. Yeah, no, I mean 135. I'd probably grab a couple boxes, but I don't know if I want a case. Like when I say a couple, I mean like 2 or 3. So she's ripping your Radiance case? Sheesh. My girlfriend's definitely gonna rip at least probably 2 or 3 boxes. I'll grab some for her. We have another box of Vendetta coming, or I have, that I have set aside for her birthday. She knows it. She's not happy she can't open it now. She really wants to rip it. But I'll let you know, Arug. I'll let you know. I'm not sure, because like I said, I don't know if I'd want to pick up a whole case right now. But let's see. What do we got else on here? Demon Font, no, wife and son are out of town this week, so I've got so much time. See, I'm like super busy this week. I'll actually be in Beckett though this week. I'll be on Wednesday. I'll be at Beckett. I gotta pick up some cards. I assume the general consensus of Vendetta is better than Unleashed, though. Yes. What's up, Kay? What's good, man? Yeah, Sean. I would say the consensus is that Vendetta is the better set right now, but Unleashed just is, I guess, older. It's like 3 months older, and it's already $155. I think that's ridiculous. I've got 2. I'd love to share. Hey, I appreciate it. Oh, they're 15. Oh, dude, where do you... DM me where you live, because they're also like 15 minutes away from like my old hometown in DFW. Like, because they're over in Plano, right? They're pretty close by to like where my parents live, so I drive in. I commute, drive like 3 hours. I live outside. I'm like DFW, but not like DFW. You know what I mean? I live outside of the Metroplex, so I have to drive like 2.5 hours, 3 hours in to Dallas, but it's not. It's Texas. 3-hour drive isn't that crazy. But yeah, I would say the consensus is Unleashed is worse. A worse set. What do we got here? World's Bundle. This thing's over $1,000. I mean, if you buy this, you're opening it 100%. Unless you just think it's going to go higher. But at that point, you might as well just open it, send it in, and then just hold the Teemo. And then at least you have the gains. I guess it depends on if you think the 80% is, like, not good enough. I mean, technically speaking, 80% is, like, such a high gem rate for these that you could buy 10 of them. Buy 10. You can almost, with 10 of them, you could probably increase the price. You've now jacked up the price of these. You now have the Teemo. You have a bunch of those. You can send them into PSA, get them back graded. If you have 10 of them, 2 of them don't come back PSA 10s. You just crack them, resubmit them, because they're probably fine, unless they have actual issues with them. And then you have, like, you've turned 10,000 into 30,000. Am I crazy? Maybe I'm crazy. We'll see. The Secret Garden box, I think this is the one that everyone's been yip-yapping about, the alt-arts and stuff. I think this one, they're coming out with more of them, so I'm not stressing about that. It is pretty cool. If Radiant's hype follows through, it's going to pull up... Excuse me. If Radiant's hype follows through, it's going to pull up Vendetta real quick, I bet. Oh, 100%. God, I got the hiccups. Excuse me. So we got the serialized, non-serialized. Dude, I kind of want to open mine. Like, if I get one, I'm probably going to open it. Let's be real. And then Radiance. If this set is good, man. If this set is good. It's got an Evelyn and a Seraphine. Or Seraphine. Like, those are both pretty popular characters. If it's KDA themed, all that sort of stuff. 66 showcases. So, I think this is going to be a pretty good set. It will also include an Ultimate Rare. Imagine Ultimate Rare, it's just like a KDA card, like it's all of them, or something like that. Kind of like what we're getting with like the Luffy card in OP17. Imagine it's just like all of them. Be pretty cool. Showdown decks, we're getting some of those. The card list. Radiance is going to be good. Radiance is going to be a good set. Only question is how good. I think it's going to be better than Vendetta, without a doubt. I think it'll be better than this set. I think it'll be automatically better than Unleashed. The only question is it going to be better than Origins Spiritforge? If it comes with an Ari, I think it just is better. Call me crazy. I think it is just going to be better than both those. Like, if it has an Ari that obviously has a signature and all that, it'll rival these two, without a doubt. And then if it has, like, KDA level artwork, people are going to prefer that. People are going to prefer that set. And it's also being an anniversary set, if they do stuff like that. If the Ultimate Rare is really good, I think people are going to really want Radiance, and we'll see what happens with that. I mean, the Baron is $3,000 in Unleashed, I think, right? And people don't even really care about the Baron, all things considered. Like, it's the 4th most expensive card in Riftbound. And I don't even care about the Baron. Like, this is just a whatever. I don't really care. I mean, don't get me wrong. Artwork-wise, spectacular. This looks great. It's just it's like a monster. It's like the thing you killed mid-game to get the Baron buff. Like, I don't really care about it. What are the other signatures going to sell for, though? That's the question. Literally never heard another player's name from their team from anyone other than Fakers. Oh, okay. Well, let's talk that then real quick. So, the ones that are going to be good are going to be... Where are they? So, Doran, this is going to be the weakest one, by far. His signatures will probably be whatever the box retails for. If they're $1,000, if they're $2,000, it'll probably be right around there or less. His signature is going to be the weakest because he's not like an OG type of member. Like, yeah, he's here for this run, but he wasn't like here for like all the other runs. So, Doran's will be the weakest. Plus, Mbessa is just like such a new character. Most people don't like Mbessa. So, they won't care for that. Then Faker, obviously, no explanation needed. Even though the character wasn't the best, Galio's still cool. Gumayushi, yes. Misfortune, yes. Both of those will be wanted. Gumayushi's a fan favorite. People really like Gumayushi. If you follow T1, you'll like Gumayushi. Keria, this one will probably be the second most expensive, I'm going to be honest. Seraphine is a very popular character. Keria himself, I think, is... Because Gumayushi's no longer on the team, Keria still is, and Keria, like, is beloved by anyone that watches the games. Like, besides Faker, Keria is the most loved. He's an insane support, probably the greatest of all time to play support. He's disgusting. If you ever watch his, like, clips and stuff, he's just so good. So he's got 2 check marks of... He's a very popular person on the team, obviously, and then Seraphine is just also good. Owner, I really like Owner. He's an OG member of like this iteration of T1, obviously, but Xin Zhao is just not the most popular character, so it'll be Doran's 5, Owner's 4, Gumayushi's 3, Keria's probably 2, and then Faker will be 1, obviously. So that's where I would rank these. Yeah, so that's kind of where I'd rank them personally, like signature wise for these guys. Like, they just look good. I think the Seraphine looks so cool. Like, if I pull... Honestly, I'd be cool with any of them besides the Dorn. Like, and I think that's most people's take is, like, if they're opening it and they pull the Dorn, they'll be pretty sad that they pulled him over literally anyone else. But I think if you're an actual T1 fan and not just like, oh, I want Faker for this, be able to sell it or whatever. If you're just, like, a fan of the T1 bundle and, like... just like the collab in general, you'd be cool with, I think, any of the OG4 besides Dorn. So that's kind of where I'm at. Obviously, if you get any special numbers, that's going to help a lot too. But is there better pictures? Can I get a better picture of the collab? Oh, here we go. The Riftbound. This will have good pictures. Yeah, here we go. So like this will be like, this is just whatever. I don't care about Mbessa. The Xin Zhao also is just kind of bleh. I don't really care for the character, but Owner's cool. And then Galio, Faker. He's the GOAT. You're adding Tom Brady's signature to the game. You're adding, who are some other GOATs? You got Michael Phelps. Messi? You got Lionel Messi. You're basically adding him to Riftbound and getting his signature in a limited serialized option. So, pretty sick. Then obviously Misfortune. She's going to be really cool. And then I like the Seraphine, personally, the best. Like, even out of all the artworks, I'd be very okay with the Keria one. So, and then obviously you got the serialized, non-serialized. It's cool that the box, when you open it, one will be serialized and you still get the other 5 or other 4. I think that's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited for that. So you can, if you get a box, you're getting at least the Galio from Faker. Might not be the signature one, but you're at least getting one, which is good. And it looks stunning to open. Like, look at that. That's just cool. That's just cool. The peak. If I get one, I'll have to open it on stream. I'll just be, oh, guys, what do I get? What do I get? Doran. Doran, no. I paid 350, 360 for this to pull Doran. But also, like, I kind of want to open it because, like, the sleeves, like, you get this deck box looks sick. The binder looks sick. Like, that's cool. That's cool. And then here's going to be the regular ones. These ones, is it crazy to say, I kind of prefer these art-wise compared to the other ones, but these are just going to be the regular ones. I think these two, like the Misfortune Seraphine, look so cool. I love this Misfortune. This one's sick. I would have preferred these artworks over these, all things considered. But I'll still definitely try and buy some of these for $70 and see what happens. I wonder how hard it will be to get the $70 run. Honestly, I would be super happy. Since they're postponing this one, so this one is not coming out. I don't know if anyone knew this, but this one I think got postponed to like October when they're doing the pre-orders for this. This one might be like a print to order. Like there might be a lot more of these. There probably will be a lot more of these made. Because this is supposed to be like the everyday collector is supposed to be able to have this one compared to like the serialized one. Only so many people can have this, and that's why they're making two different versions. That it's like, okay, this could be the one that they reprint a couple times to satisfy demand. Meanwhile, this one, it's like, okay, this was the one-time printing. We have the serialized cards, and this way we can help satisfy demand of fulfilling people who want to support the T1 organization and Faker and things like that. Even at $70. This Faker card will probably be at least 100. These two will probably be at least like 50 to 70 each. I mean, maybe he's not that expensive. Maybe he's not. Maybe it is only a couple bucks, but I just think these look cool, and I'm super excited for these. This collection. It comes out in a couple days, guys. Comes out in like the next week or so. Gotta keep it up. Gotta keep it up. But yeah, that's the T1 bundle right now. I'm excited to see where those land, all things considered. Anything else y'all want me to look at today? We're going on like almost 2 hours here. Ooh, I appreciate y'all. Y'all, 15 plus people of y'all have just been sitting here. Listen to me yap. How do y'all do that? How do y'all do that? But Riftbound continues to be... I just look at like, okay, we'll go. I think I've thought of something I kind of want to talk about. We'll go ahead and do this. So I think of like boxes, right? When we talk about Riftbound, I'm gonna go ahead and duplicate this. Riftbound still seems so underpriced compared to where it should be, because you look at Unleashed, right? Unleashed I think is ridiculous at this price, but if we look at something like, if this wants to refresh. If we look at something like One Piece or Pokemon, I'll go ahead and duplicate this. Think of something like this or Pokemon. You just look at like the sealed product, and we look at like booster box of certain sets. Let's look at like all the stuff from like Mega Evolution. Excuse me. I'll just look at a couple of these. Like, only thing that can be printed to order in TCGs right now is Perfect Order. I mean, even Perfect Order is going to dry up eventually. Eventually it will. It's just not a super high sell-through thing. Like, it just doesn't sell great. Which is kind of the rough part. But looking at like stuff like this, let's pull up. Let's pull up Phantasmal Flames. Phantasmal Flames has the Charizard inside. That's $900, right? And it's relatively easy to pull. Like, compared to other Pokemon sets, there's only 5 SIRs, so it's only like 1 in 500 packs to hit the Charizard. You don't get a booster box that's like almost $400. Compared to Unleashed, which has a $3,000 Baron card inside, or $2,800, which is only $150. Or even if you don't, you want to say that's disingenuous, you just look at Spirit Forge. This has like a total set value of like in the tens of thousands, and it's only $225. You're telling me this box is less than Phantasmal Flames still, and yet you can pull out of it multiple thousands of dollars worth of cards. It doesn't make sense. Look at even One Piece here. Look at like the sealed products on One Piece. Like, what's like a mid-tier set? All things considered. I mean, okay, this one's actually a good set. Fist of Divine Speed has a very, very expensive Luffy card. I think the gold SP is like 7 to 10,000, maybe even 15,000. And it's $600. Spirit Forged again has a Ari card that's probably just as difficult to pull as this card is, and this is a $600 box, and this is a $200 box. The math ain't math in there in terms of value and scarcity, and I think people just have not yet realized that. I just don't. I think it's starting to. People are starting to realize it more and more that there is like Spirit Forge just ran up a bunch. Obviously, as we can see here, it was $140 just a month ago. But I think people are still in need of a wake up call that like there's expensive cards in these Riftbound boxes, even compared to One Piece, even compared to Pokemon, and that these boxes, I'm not saying are overpriced by any means, but that Riftbound is still very underpriced. If this was like, okay, let me tell you this. If this was a Pokemon set, and it had a card in it that was, well, we've basically seen it with Ascended Heroes. Ascended Heroes ETBs are, what, $170, $160? And you can pull probably just as difficultly like a Gengar, which is like $1,300, $1,700, somewhere around there. Like, and that's pretty expensive. And this set also, and that's the ETB. That's way less packs than this booster box. So, value is basically why I don't invest in Pokemon. I'll never understand it. I mean, Pokemon is just based on the value proposition doesn't make sense in Pokemon once you start comparing it to other card games, because Pokemon is, there's so much of it printed, but there is so much organic demand for Pokemon. You go to a card show, and there genuinely will be fans like myself who go there and are just buying the cards for their collections. Like, there really is a lot of demand just naturally. Meanwhile, like One Piece and Riftbound, while there is a lot of organic demand, are still very small in like being able to sell those. There isn't a whole, they're very small market shares right now. So while the value is really, really, really high, it is one, it's not as liquid, and two, like demand isn't as crazy. Now, if Pokemon or if Riftbound had the same level of demand as Pokemon, this box would be $800. This box would probably, well, maybe not 800, probably be at least 600. It'd probably be similar to like One Piece right now. It'd probably be right around there. 800 was a little extreme, but probably around that like $600 mark. That's just like how I see it. So I just think that the value proposition right now doesn't make sense in Riftbound and Spirit Forged and just Riftbound in general. I think people are underestimating it still a little bit. Understandably so, because there's still like people trying to feel out like, is there a collector demand? Is there organic demand? Is this all just money flowing into it from Pokemon and like One Piece speculators that have now moved into Riftbound? And that's understandable, but League of Legends, and I'm gonna make a video on this. League of Legends player numbers is like insane. It is like one of the most played games in human history. It still is played very actively. 2.3 million active daily players. 2.3 million. I mean, now, obviously, that's not as many as, like, Pokemon. Players average daily. Yeah, like, I mean, that's Pokemon Go. So Pokemon Go is obviously one of the craziest games ever, but, like, this is, like, the top tier. Right? Like, the TCG has, like, what? A million that log in a month? This has 23 million monthly. Yeah. So, there's room for this to grow, because if you go into a Riftbound lobby, or not a Riftbound lobby, a League of Legends lobby, and you start talking to people about the League of Legends card game, most of them don't know what it is. They don't care or know. So, there's a lot of onboarding that can still happen. And I think a lot of that's going to happen once Riot, which it seems like they're already changing their tune, that they're going to make an in-game launcher. Once you can click the Riot client down here, once you can click this client and open it up, and there's Riftbound in there, like just a TCG simulator, that is when things are probably going to get even more crazy, because there's going to be so much onboarding of organic demand of people just play the game, people who want to collect it. They go, oh shoot, there's been a card game, and my favorite character, Aurelia, has this crazy card. Well, I'm gonna go buy that. I mean, I don't know how many of y'all have ever seen the Faker Ari skin. There were memes about this. Did y'all know about this, right? The signature Ari skin. This was $500, which, like, I say that because it's mental, because it's like a skin, obviously, in the game. You can't even resell it, but people were paying this. This sold like hotcakes. This sold so much, $500 to get the top tier one. So, like, there's definitely an organic collector demand already built into the player base that will spend $500. I know my girlfriend, for her favorite character, it was like Viego, which he's going to be getting his own set in set 9. He got a skin that was like, you had to gacha. It was like a gacha mechanic. So you had to spin. Viego gacha skin. Let's see if I can find it. It's Exalted, I think it's called. But realistically, you'll probably have to spend $250 to get it. Statistically, because there's a pity system. So once you hit 250, you just automatically get it. But there's a less than 1% chance of getting it. Like, yeah, exactly. You're speechless. I remember there were memes about it. So there's organic demand. I know people who spend that much. I have other, not just my girlfriend. There's her friends that I've talked to that spend that much on Leaf skins. Cosmetics in video games are one of the highest revenue earners in like the world. Like that's why microtransactions are the most expensive like money making machine for video games. That's why they're all free to play with microtransactions. It's easier to get somebody, once they've already committed to playing a game for free and they have sunk cost fallacy, to spend $20 on a skin because they want to show off in their friends, than it is to get them to pay $20 to play the game and then give them skins for free that they don't really care about. So Riftbound has a lot more onboarding. The tournaments continue to do extremely well. There's a lot of Magic players that are moving over that, like, they love the game, the gameplay aspects. So there's a lot of players moving over. The tournaments are doing extremely well. I've spent a lot of time trying to pull a TFT skin. That's another one. TFT also has a huge player base. I've played TFT. I hit Emerald in set 9, I want to say. I hit Emerald in set 9, and on my first ever spin, I unlocked the Chibi Yone skin from that era. And I was like, oh shoot, I pulled this, and my girlfriend saw it. She's like, you pulled that on your first try? I was like, yeah, is it super rare? She's like, that's like less than 1% chance. I was like, oh, my bad. crazy luck, I guess. But yeah, like there's people in gacha mechanics, so that gacha mechanics automatically translates into TCGs really well, because there's already people that want to like chase stuff like video game skins, and then you tell them they can have a physical piece of cardboard that they can resell later if they ever did need to, compared to just a video game skin. And I think it's going to continue to do extremely well. So that's kind of my rant here at the end, of just like why I think Riftbound is actually in a really good spot. One Piece I do think is in a good spot too, but I do worry longer term about One Piece compared to Riftbound. I think Riftbound will be up there with Pokemon for a long time. One Piece I do have a little bit of concern longer term, 10 15 years out, more so. I'm talking like longer term. Once the anime is done, once the manga's finished, because manga's probably only go for another like 5 years, is kind of pushing it. Anime will probably go for another like 7 to 8. So it'll kind of start wrapping itself up, and that's where I kind of worry about in the next like 10 15 years how this kind of works, because once you have the set age demographic and once it ends, it doesn't have the cultural relevance that it does now. Does it start to fall off a little bit? Possibly. We'll see what happens with that. Obviously, that's 10 plus years away, but I don't want to worry about that right now. But Riftbound has a lot more of an organic built-in, that they're always onboarding new people into the property because they always need new people to play the game. So League of Legends has like 150 million monthly, 70s. Yeah, no, China's huge. China's a huge moneymaker for the game. How would y'all rank the sets again? If I were to rank the sets, personal opinion or like opening experience, or how do you want it? Like investing wise? Because there's like a difference in how I'd rate each one. Like based on like if it was an opening experience, investing experience, like how would I put it? I guess I could just do both. Opening experience. The opening experience one for me is personal. Okay, my personal favorite sets. I think Spirit Forge has been my favorite. I just love some of the arts. Um, Vendetta has grown on me. I really, really like Vendetta. Origins is probably third. I'm not the biggest fan of all the arts. There are definitely some cool ones, but Vendetta's kind of grown on me. There's definitely some cool cards in there that I really resonate with. And then Unleashed is probably my last. Opening experience wise, I think Origins is first. Probably Vendetta second. Then Spirit Forge and Unleashed. Unleashed being last is probably personal antidote. I've opened like over a case of boxes. Not an actual case, but I opened like 6+ boxes and haven't pulled anything from Unleashed. And Spirit Forge is just so large. There's just so many overnumbers that to get the one you want is such a miserable experience. But that's how I'd rank that. And then lastly, investing wise, I'm ranking for like my personal investments. Like Origins is the number one because it's the first set. Then I'd probably put Spirit Forge, Vendetta, Unleashed, kind of that basic list in that regard. And I'll need to make once there's a lot more sets. Once we hit rotation, I'll probably make a ranking of like all the sets tiered. Right now there's just too few to like make a video on it, but right now I think it's pretty set in stone though. That's kind of the rankings I'd put everything at. But yeah. What do y'all have y'all's rankings at, kinda? Okay, what do you have your set to? Or Sean, what do you have your set to? I know some people in here really like Unleashed. I'm just not an Unleashed. I'm always an Unleashed hater. I always will be. Just not my favorite. I do like the Ivern, though. Love the Ivern. I got my boy here. Got my Ivern. Love that dude. Very, very cool. Cool artwork. Besides him, I don't like really any of these cards. The Baron artwork's cool. Don't really care for it, though. The LeBlanc's pretty cool. The Pike's cool. But, like, other than those three, don't really care for them. The Vi is alright. Lilia's kind of boring, bland. Like, this is, like, if you told me this was an alt art, I'd be like, oh, yeah, it's an alt art. So, do you collect any other TCGs? Or, do I collect any other TCGs? So, collecting-wise, I collect One Piece, I collect Pokemon, and I have, like, a few personal cards that I, like from Riftbound that I like. Oh, yeah, that's cool. I'll collect those. So those are, like, where I'd put, like, my personal collection stuff in. Would you stockpile booster boxes now or open? I mean, if you're trying to, like, build, like, wealth, I guess, or you're trying to, like, make money, never open stuff. That's just, like, it's gambling at the end of the day. That's, like, not even, like, a hot take or personal opinion. It is just straight up gambling just to open booster boxes. It's pretty boring to just sit on a booster box, I will admit. And Riftbound, more than any other game, has, like, really tempted me. I opened so many booster boxes lately. But just, it's the boring part, but I just sit on my stuff, and I'll let it accumulate. Like, my Spirit Forge has done fantastic already, which is great to see. When that's eventually, like, probably $1,000, I'll probably look to move some of those, but right now I'm just stacking them. And then TCG, those are the TCGs I collect right now. I don't have a whole lot of, like, Riftbound stuff I'm collecting, mainly because I like Nocturne. Nocturne's my favorite character. I have a bunch of hours in Nocturne, and he hasn't gotten any like overnumbers or like when he comes out, I'll definitely try and get his signature and his overnumber, depending on how much they cost. I would assume for him they'll probably be cheaper, so hopefully they are. Hopefully they are. I'm not hoping for like a $3,000 Akali. He's not like that level of popularity, so. I'm cheap, never opened Origins. Spirit Forge I've opened most. It was okay-ish. I pulled the overnumber Teambo. That I like more than Unleashed so far. Yeah, I've opened so many Origins, guys. Don't open any Origins. It's just never worth it. The past 2 boxes I bought from Riot for Origins, they've come with giant tears on them, which sucks because they were shipped to other boxes, and the other boxes were fine, but the Origins was just... the plastic was just cut, so I was just like, I'll just rip it. Both times I got absolutely cooked, so... But that's why I'm just like, I'm not ripping anymore if I can help it. If those were good seals, I would have just kept them. But it's like dealing with somebody haggling, being like, oh, it's got a rip seal, I don't want it anymore, and be like, whatever, I'm just gonna rip it myself. Yeah, I've opened a lot. All I want the cards. What I got the cards I need to play, and I'm looking just want to buy singles and boxes and get some money back. If you're just wanting singles, bro, just buy the singles. That's what I would do. I would just buy singles and then, or at least what I'm doing, I'm buying singles I like. I like the Ivern. If Nocturne comes out, I'm going to buy Nocturne. If it's an art I like, I'll buy it. Boxes, I'm just stacking them. I'm not going to open them, personally. Origin, Spiritforge, Vendetta, and Unleashed. In that order, I bet Radiance will be either over or lower than Spiritforge. If they got Ari, Sarah, Evelyn, Akali, and Akaisa, then it'll probably be over. If Radiance has the full lineup that I think you're talking about here with KDA, it's going to be over Origins. I'm going to be honest. It will probably be the best set. We'll just see. We'll have to see what the reveals. I'm excited for it. I'm late as hell. What we yapping about? Oh, we're just talking about, what are we talking about? I'm just talking about, like, favorite sets right now. Would you, like, other TCGs, what I collect, things like that. The whole KDA group and skins. I need more Vayne and Lux. I mean, the Lux, which ones? The, like, just in general, you just need more Lux skins and Vayne. Debating to move One Piece into Riftbound. One Piece, it's tough. What do I think about vaults? I think they're cool displays. I'm not going super hard onto them because, I don't know. I'm just not. I can't really say anything about them. They're cool. I have my one Vendetta, one Unleashed that I just have like on display as like an ETB would. But yeah, they're cool. They're cool. I think the booster box is already so cheap though. That's like, what, for 6 packs I'm paying like $50 when like, what, 6, 8, like what, it's $150 for 18 packs compared to just buying a booster box for $150 and getting 24. It just doesn't even make sense even in that regard. But moving Riftbound One Piece into Riftbound, it depends on what the One Piece is, all things considered. Like if it's like a really high tier One Piece box, like OP5, OP9, OP13, I don't know if I'm moving that into any Riftbound stuff just because that's already the highest tier stuff of One Piece. Maybe OP long. But if you got like stuff like Paramount War that's sitting around that nobody cares about, I would personally move that. I'm not saying you should or go out and do that, but that's like a set that I don't really care about. Pillars of Strength, same for that. Some of these older sets, I like Kingdoms of Intrigue. But some of these like older forgotten sets, Wings of the Captain, maybe 500 years in the future, like you could probably trade those into like 2 Vendetta boxes, the 2 Spiritforge boxes. Just you could put out a feeler on Facebook Marketplace, see if anyone wants to do a trade. What do you think about vaults? Vendetta Sig's getting pulled like crazy. I've witnessed a Mel Sig and a Kali Sig get pulled in the past week. I've been hearing there's like the Sig pull rate is like really messed up for Vendetta, in like both a good way and a bad way. I'm not sure what that's gonna look like though. For pulls, let's see. Like, I mean, Akali's already on the run. She's just been going like crazy, up to what, 26, 2,700, 3,000 today. Like, she's not even like on here basically besides this one listing for 3,000. Like, she just continues to run up. So, yeah, the signatures are going crazy. What do we have? Renekton 2. Renekton's going up. I'm not a big fan of the Renekton. I think the Renekton looks like booty. I hate this Renekton. This Renekton's so bad. Did y'all see the mix-up that they had? They had the AI. I don't know if y'all saw that. It was on Twitter. There was like a mix-up with this Renekton. The first reveal of it, they had mixed up where they like AI generated his hands twice. So he's holding like 2 boomerangs or whatever it was. Whatever it was. There was like some mix-up. I don't remember the exact specifics, but it looked so ugly. And even then, I still don't think this is great. What do we think? And Jace, I think OP EBO3 Heroines will do well. I think Heroines will continue to do well. I'm a fan of that set. I would like to see how it continues to do once Heroines 2 is out, because Heroines 2 is going to be like a pretty good set. I'm excited for that art style. I think a little bit more than like the current Heroines we're at. Color regular number 550. Did you see Kuozu? How do I say your name? I'm sorry. I was talking earlier. The first over number, a Akali over number, sold already. PSA 10. Almost $2,000 in 1975 confirmed sale of the regular over number, not even the signature. Crazy. Yeah, they cooked the Renekton. I like the other Renekton, the one over here, the one that's gonna be back here. Like this is so dumb. Like, yeah, I think there was like double. This arm was like copy and pasted over here or something like that. It was just weird looking. But this Renekton, this is sick. This is a sick Renekton. They should have made this just the regular over number. I mean, obviously it's a connecting artwork. I pulled this one. I like this one. Of course, I pulled the worst over number. But this Renekton is just bleh. Not like it. Do not like it in the slightest. Or no, I like this one. Sorry. I don't like this one over here. You guys can't see this one. I don't like this one. This one, though, is cool. This one's cool. I like this one. Let's see. I think we will always be a market for the waifus. Yeah, there will always be market for waifus, for sure. Yeah, it's insane for a normal over number, especially because the Ari regular over number from Origins was only like 1,300 this week. I did a whole earlier in the stream. Crazy to see. But I get it, because she's going to be a top 3 waifu tax in all of the league. Yeah, she's going to be pretty popular, but I don't know. Like, that's a little bit of a high sale. That's more so like somebody bought it to be first, and then like whatever. Like that's just a little bit too insane in my opinion. Almost $2,000 when an Ari is like less than that. Both Aris I think are less than that. Just so dumb. I think that's just dumb money running around. Let's see. Right needs to actually get more good artists. Some of the SIGs in Unleashed and that are trash. They look so cheap. Mind you, they're using like 60. Yeah, no, they definitely are repeating a lot of stuff. Starting after set 5, set 6 will be all original artwork, which is why they're doing Legacy as the theme. They're doing no more splash art remakes. They've already announced that they're not going to be doing splash arts. It's going to be all unique stuff. So, yeah, should be pretty cool. Sorry, getting a water break. But yeah, I'm not a fan of some of the artworks, but I am a fan of some of the other ones. Let's see, I don't really know, honestly. Yeah, they need to pay more arcs. Can we get, like, some of the boys, like Shinji Kanda in here? Like, can we get a Shinji Kanda Riftbound artwork? That would go hard. That would go really hard. I really don't know. I want to buy a box now, but I need to chill and sell my Lee Sin, because I got to get a regular one or signature? Which one is it? I pulled GG Easy Teemo a few months ago. That card's been going wild. Yeah, no, that stuff has been going crazy. PSA 10s have dropped a little bit, a couple $100, but they're still above 5,000 at this point for PSA 10s, which is just goes to show the demand for Teemo, man. I was saying for months that Teemo was undervalued. What do y'all think about these SPs? Signature, okay. Yeah, I would definitely get a signature graded, personally. Unless it's, like, really bad. If you see whitening on it, I wouldn't send it, but other than that, I would just go ahead and... If it's really good, you can send it Beckett. If not, I would just send it to PSA. Thing One Piece has going for it as a handful of easy recognizable characters. As a non-league player, I'm now familiar with Teemo, Ari, etc., but it's not as easy as OP. I would just say that's... Sean, I think that would be a little bit of just personal bias, though. Because, like, I don't recognize, like, every One Piece character. I didn't, like, recognize all of the One Piece characters at first. Like, if you ask my girlfriend, she was familiar with the League first before One Piece. She would have said that exact same statement about League of Legends characters before she became familiar with One Piece. So I think it's just like a personal, whichever one you knew first, right? Like, I knew One Piece first, so it's like, oh yeah, I recognize those characters. But League, I definitely say One Piece is a bigger brand, but League is definitely, like, still very popular. And they do have some very good characters that are very well known. Like, I'm not against splash art either, but if it's so boring how much art, or if you're borrowing so much art from your other game, at least you get good artists with the good cards and important high-end chases. I think there's definitely some good ones. I've always talked about him. My boy. I love this Ivern art. So fantastic. And I don't even care for Ivern, but the art looks so cool. And the card was like $40, so yeah. Of course I'm going to pick it up. But, like, some of these I do agree are just kind of whatever. Like I said, this one's mid. I'm not a big fan of. Some of these other ones just whatever. Yeah, I'm still live, Erog. I'm still here. What's good, man? Welcome for popping back in. I need a set of those on my shelf. Low-key SPs look good. The SPs are pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie. I like these SPs, the Lux. I pulled this Lux. I actually hit something. Pulled the Lux. It's really pretty. The texturing on it looks fantastic. I was gonna get it graded, and then I forgot to send it before they closed Beckett. Oops. Oopsie poopsie. That's my bad. That is my bad. My bad, Beckett. I'm not going to submit at 80. Not gonna submit this at 80. Sona's pretty cool. Ezreal's pretty cool. Kaisa, Ari. The Ari, obviously, if you pull the Ari, that's pretty sick card. Yeah, the SPs are cooked. Kaisa will stay up because of her playability. Ari is waifu tax. Oh. Yeah. Well, the Ari is definitely going to be expensive. I'm honestly surprised this dropped. When this was 60, I should have bought some. I can't name a single OP character besides Nami. You can't name anyone besides Nami? You can't name Luffy D Monkey? No, you can't name Luffy. You can't name Zoro, Chopper. Like, some of the Straw Hats, you got to at least be able to know besides Nami. Nami's not a random one, but it's like that being the only one you know is kind of crazy. I'm waiting on Katarina, possibly a legacy character, considering how old she is, and still need one more Noxian for that set. Could be a Katarina. We haven't had any Katarina cards, have we? Katarina. Let's see. Reckless. I mean, we have one Katarina card so far. They ain't doing you well. Pulled Nexus promo long neck to Mel last night. Oh, is that the new one? The new Mel? The newly awakened? This is $400? Oh my god, why is her neck so long? What the heck? Why is her neck so long? That is so goofy. Yo. Riot, what are we doing? Why this is like the Charizard, the Neckazard. This is Neck Mel. Mel neck. That's funny. That's a good one. Riot is making him surprised. Making shows for League. They have a fighting game now. I mean, TFT, they have Arcane Season 3 probably going to come out, or it's going to be a new show for Arcane. Similar. They're doing fine for that. Lux is only 35 now. I mean, 35 isn't that bad for a card. Especially a higher tier rarity. It's not too bad. Why pick it though? They genuinely impossibly get good grades. Just because it's like, I would one, I live in DFW, or at least in that area, so I can set up an appointment so I can drop it off, which is obviously more preferred. Although PSA did just open a DFW office, so I might have to start grading there once they open up value. But also Beckett was like the only one with value still open, and I don't really want to send it in for $80, so. That Lux is fire. I love the Lux. Have you ever at PCG, that Rudy grading company? Yeah, no, I mean, PCG is pretty cool. PCG grading company. We'll take a look at it. He's got some cool stuff. I don't know if I'd ever personally grade with it. Like, I just don't really care. Wait, what is a player's lab? You can get this, like, to play with? That's kind of cool, I guess. But, like, they're cool. They're all right. Nothing write home about. Is that how you, did I use it right? I know somebody commented I used it wrong last time. I might have used that wrong again. But I think they look cool. They look cool. But again, he's fighting an uphill battle. I respect him for fighting it, but it is an uphill battle, all things considered. Kind of funny. And then one champion unit. I can't name any of them. I know Luffy. I don't know how to spell it. Only because Nami, because the Ludwig memes. I mean, Ludwig did have a lot of Nami memes, so that's actually very fair. I didn't know how many people watch Ludwig in the chat. I'm a big Ludwig fan. I model a lot of my content off, not model my content, but like, I've been watching Ludwig for like 6+ years at this point, which is crazy to say. Griffum head melt. Yeah, I don't know why her head is so big and long, or her neck so long. Do you play Rift or just collecting? I do not play Rift. I play Pokemon. I play Pokemon more competitively. Like, I actually go to tournaments for that. Don't play any Rift. It's just not my style of game. It's more of like a Magic the Gathering Commander type of game, so we'll see what happens with that. And there's no back charge, I believe. Oh, that's pretty... Oh, the upcharge. Yeah, there's no upcharge here for PCG, which is also nice. I mean, pretty much PSA is the only one that does that, to be fair. That's not really like a huge selling point. PSA is just the only one that does that. I haven't watched him in years, but COVID time was fun. I watched him, the Among Us videos were some of my favorite. He's done a lot of stuff recently. Like, he's still very relevant, surprisingly. Most people that big fall off pretty quickly, but he's been able to maintain it pretty well. Anyone have any videos they want to watch? What the fuck? Possum Bud, what are we watching here? Anyone send me a video if y'all want me to watch or react to anything. I would love to just, if y'all want to show me something, I'll watch it. But yeah, no, the stuff we see in right now in Riftbound, God, $400 though. How much are the Nexus Night packs for this? How much are the Nexus Night packs? This is $400. Do we not have Nexus Night packs for Vendetta? Is that not how it works? Also, sorry for bouncing around a bunch. Has everyone signed up for their OP17 pre-release? Let me know in the chat. Have you signed up for your OP17 pre-release? You might want to sign up for it if you have not. The cards inside are insane. You get what? You get a tournament pack. That's cool. You get the Luffy card. This is going to probably be like a $40 card. Maybe even more. It's probably at least going to be $40, all things considered. You get the Luffy, which this one will probably be a dollar or two. But then you get the Dawn cards. This is probably going to connect at some point. So it was 800 last week. Which one was 800? Sorry, I'm bouncing around a bunch. Was it the Mel? The Mel was 800 last week. I don't think she'll stay 400 for a whole long. She's not the most popular character in the world. But, like, that's a cool card. That's a cool Dawn card. I think these are all going to be all 10 Straw Hats at some point. But then if you win your pre-release, I hope y'all signed up. Like I said, this card, pre-release winner, this is probably going to be like a $150 card. I'm sure you did. But just letting you know, make sure to sign up. Alright, sorry, back to Riftbound. We got the Nexus Night packs. I don't know how you pull the Mel. I signed up for 4 pre-releases, but most of the shops I went to released their own tickets on site like a week before the event. Bro, there's like nobody at my pre-release. I'm not going to leak where I'm going, obviously. But like, pre-release for ours, there's like, me and my girlfriend are the only people signed up at this point at our shop's pre-release, which is kind of crazy. I don't know how long they'll stay like that, but excuse me. Excuse me. I don't know how long it's going to stay like that, but if we're the only two that show up, I'll take that Luffy. I'll take that Luffy. No problems there. I'm not going to complain. Alright, boys. It looks like my bitrate is dropping because my girlfriend just started stream. So, any other last questions before I go ahead and start getting ready to end it up? Looks like, I hope the OP17 box stoppers are going to be on the outside. There's something recently that came in on the side. I didn't even know there were box stoppers for those. I want to be honest. Did not even know that. That's cool to find out. So, alright, like I said, any last questions, I'll let it go for a minute or so here before I start wrapping it up. Just because, like, I immediately noticed my bitrate in the corner just dropped, like, down to the yellow. Oh. I'm going to go probably make some food for us. Maybe, yo, pizza? Does pizza sound good? I have 5 pre-orders with TCG. If we follow through, prices run back up to 5. What do you have the pre-orders at? Like, not $350? If they're at $350, yeah, if they run out, people might cancel on you. Which sucks. But that's why I hate pre-ordering so much. That's why I worry about my Radiance pre-orders, because it's like, if those get revealed and they're crazy and the shop that I have pre-order just cancels, it's like, bro, I gave you a free loan and then you're just going to cancel on me? Pisses me off that people do that. We'll see what happens, though. Hopefully they stick to their word. They stick to that. Because I do not want to have to rebuy them at $160+. Which they'll probably be. So. Alright, boys. I'm going to probably be heading out. This will be a video probably tomorrow. I'll probably do some editing and stuff. So, let me know what you guys think. I appreciate all y'all tuning in. If you're not already in the Discord, join. Link is in the description, I think. So, I appreciate y'all. I'm going to head out. Take care, guys.